Hello, this is a video showing you how to use the Elizabeth Montagu Correspondence online website. The website is devoted to the thousands of items of correspondence, i.e. letters, of Elizabeth Montagu. We provide a number of different ways to access these letters. On the home page, we have instructions on how to search and browse the different areas, and this video is um, is basically talking you through those steps. So the main way of accessing the full corpus of letters is to click on the edition menu and to click on the inventory item. This will load a page that contains 3,344 letters. But not all on the same page. There's many pages, and you can access the many different pages of results by using these numbers here. This by default it is only showing letters with a known day, month, and year. To view it otherwise, i.e. everything that we have, you can click on this EMCO ID link on the other side. Then that will go off and fetch all of the letters from the database, not only those that contain those letters which we know the known date and time for. So you can see that now it's showing over 4,000 letters. To access any one of these letters, you can click on the title of the letter. This will take you through to a page. There will be different amounts of information on this page depending on the type of letter you're looking at and whether or not it's held within the Huntington Library. Where the letter has been transcribed, there will be a link to the transcription, and here is that link. You can click on View Letter Transcription. That goes off and finds the transcription for this particular page. It takes a few moments to load, and then you've got the transcription with scholarly notes and annotations at the bottom. There are links through to places and through to pages relating to the names of people that are mentioned in the correspondence. You can view a facsimile if it's available by either clicking on the View in page in a new tab, button here. That opened a new tab here, and I can see there's 3 pages. I can click on the plus sign to zoom in or zoom out, and I can also move around the page by dragging the image or by dragging this red rectangle. Closing the tab that opened when I clicked on in new tab, I can also click on the on page button, which will show the same images, 3 pages of worth, and allow me to zoom in and to compare the original material with the transcription. Beyond the inventory item, we organize the material according to important correspondence, and we list these under the sections item within the edition menu. So correspondence to whom Montagu sent a great deal of letters, or who are very important for one reason or another, are listed here. So we have the Duchess of Portland. I can click on her link here, and this will take me through to a page that in some instances also contains an introductory essay to the section, or detailing the relationship between and context for the relationship between Montagu and that particular person, in this case the Duchess of Portland. At the top of all of these pages, I can click on the link to see the letters to that correspondent, and doing so We'll load a page of biographical information, births and dates of birth and death, links to external websites that contain information on that person, a section containing mentions where they're mentioned in correspondence, and a section containing information where they are the recipient of the direct recipient of those letters as well. So that makes life easier for those people that are interested in particular people and the relationship and content that was flowing between Montague and that particular person. We, on the subject of names, also have a names page, so you can search that page and find all the names of people that are one way or another linked to the correspondence, either mentioned or some background information relating to them, or direct correspondence. And you can search through those names alphabetically, organized by surname. So I've clicked on M in this particular instance. You'll always have those with aristocratic titles listed first on these name pages, i.e. the 16th Earl of Morton, or the first Baron of Mendip, and then you're into the letters. So the organized once you're on the page by first name, alphabetically. So we've got someone called Captain Mabbott here, also known as William Mabbott. I can click on his name and find out some information about him and whether or not he's mentioned in any letters and whether or not he's the recipient of any letters. I can find out information relating to correspondence. So the last pages were detailing all the people that are related to the edition one way or another. But if you're only interested in those people that Montague sent letters to directly, you can find them by going to the edition and correspondence. And again, clicking on these names will take you through to a page containing biographical information and whether or not they're recipients or mentioned in letters. Beyond names and the master inventory, you can also search by year, and that's done via the edition menu and calendar, and by default it loads with the first year that we have for correspondence from Montague, but you can choose any other year and then click fetch letters. The website will fetch those letters from the database that correspond to the year that you've selected, and by default show first on the page those letters which we have a known day, month and year. Again, clicking on their title takes you through to the information for them. And then further down the page, we list those letters, if there are any, which we have a year for, but nothing else. So one way or another, if we know the year, it'll be listed on this page. And again, I can click through and to any one of those letters pages and find out more information about that particular item of correspondence. In this instance, we've got a letter that we only know the year for. We don't know its origin and we don't know its destination, but it appears that there are some Huntington Library manuscript facsimiles, and where those facsimiles, i.e. the images of those letters, have not been accessed for a little while via the website, it can take a few moments for these images to load. And this is one of those examples where I'm waiting for images to load. It can take up to a couple of minutes sometimes for these images to load. So I'm waiting. Once they do load, they will populate these different areas on the page. So you can see I've got page 6 has come through now, and over time the rest of the pages start to come through like so. I can click on any one of these pages and it'll open up a new tab and allow me to look at that page in higher quality detail. So clicking on the image zooms it in, and clicking on the image again zooms it out. So finally, I'd just like to mention that we've got some information relating to the family trees of correspondence or important people in Montague's life, as prepared and researched by Joanna Barker. You can see all the different family names here, and clicking on any one of those family names shoots you down. Another function I'd like you to draw your attention to is the locations page, which lists all the notable locations as mentioned, or, or where Montague herself lived. So I can click on something like Allerthorpe in Yorkshire, and clicking on it loads a Google map, which I can zoom in and I can see exactly where that place is. You can also click on the little drop pin and it'll give you some more information, like the latitude and longitude. If you click on this page and it's just grey, the map's just grey, just reload the page and it seems to fix whatever's going wrong in the background. And the other function that's available across these menus, that's of some interest again, is beyond just the general information about the project, is the bookshelf under the Elizabeth Montagu menu. And this lists all of the literary works that are either referenced in the correspondence, or somehow connected to Montagu herself. So I can click on something like An Essay on Man by Alexander Pope, and this will load information relating to this item. Where we can, we also link through to an online edition for you to be able to read. This, in this instance, we don't have one of those, but let me just see if I can find another one. No, that's one that doesn't have it. But this one does. Here we go. Okay. So this work has been scanned by and digitized by Google and is available for you to read directly on the website using these toolbars here, and you can search across the edition. Or if you want to see it on Google's own website, you can click on this link to Google Books here. Finally, to search across the letters, only the letters that have been transcribed, not across the whole website, but just those letters we have transcriptions for, I can type a search term. I can type in something like music and click on search, and that will go off and find all the instances of letters that have been transcribed across the website. So, for instance, here there's a letter from 1753 that appears to have the word music in it 3 times. I'm going to click on the title of that letter. It will load it in a new tab, and once the page has finished loading, it will also highlight in yellow all the instances of that particular search term that you had. So that search term may occur in the letter itself or in the notes to the letter, as here on in note number 16, we've got an instance of the word music too. So I hope that's been useful. As I said, these instructions are broadly reflected on the homepage again, and enjoy using our website. Thank you.